everybody, welcome back to another video about Raid Shadow Legends with Kat. Today we're talking about silver. What is it? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Who needs it? You do, nerd. You need silver. In order to do anything in this game, you need silver. So we're going to talk about how I earn silver. And Bean's here to help. Hello, Bean. You are not silver. You are black. But he's still cute. You have a lot to say. Tell us. What Bean was trying to say was you need to click the link in the description. Scan the QR code that's up there. You're going to get 2 free epic champions, Rector Drath and Yugo. But alongside those 2 epic champions, you're also going to be getting 200,000 silver. Depending on how you play, it will go really quick. So that's why we're talking about today, how do I earn more silver? My favorite way to get silver is through the event dungeon. So right now, we have the big Alice in Wonderland event going on, which is another good reason to download the game if you haven't already. There's a login rewards that keeps going until March 26th. And we have an event dungeon that's going on for another 5 weeks. This is going to be going on at least until early March, which is great. And we're going to do a battle right now so I can show you how much silver you get at the end. If the event dungeon is not available, the other great place to farm your silver is through Spider Dungeon. Spider Dungeon is a bit tricky, but it seems to me that dungeons where you can get accessories is going to be one of the best places to farm. Now, going through campaigns, going through any dungeon, you're going to get silver as a reward, but a lot of the times it's not a significant amount of silver. It's usually anywhere from like 10 to 15,000 silver. Not a lot, especially when you're opening soul stones, like I just did a video about. Some of those soul stones cost me like 100,000 silver to open. So now that I won, I got about 12,500 silver. That's okay. But I can also look here and I can decide if something it's what I want to sell. So selling gear, there's a whole bunch of philosophies about that, and we'll talk about it later. This is something that I will sell. You'll see I'm not going to get a lot, but between that and the reward that I got here, that's 24,000 silver. And what did that take me? 45 seconds? It's pretty good. You just need to have the energy available. I don't really have the best gauge on what artifacts and accessories I should sell and which ones I should keep. I use some guides that can help me, and I've talked with some other players about which things to keep and which ones to sell. So share some of the information that I know about that today, but it's also just a good idea to don't just rely on me. Watch some other videos about it as well. This is going to be a common theme throughout a lot of videos, and I know I've talked about how sometimes I only do the bare minimum, but the more you put into the game, the more you're going to get out of it. Silver is a really common reward for the events and tournaments that go on. You'll get a decent amount of silver as you progress. The best way to farm silver is to farm gear, accessories, and artifacts, and sell the ones that are not that good. The way I go into it, I go into my gear, I go into my artifact and accessory storage, I go to filter, and under rank and rarity, I'm going to pick everything that is common or uncommon. Regardless of how many stars these things have, it's not going to be that good. It's never going to be better than average at the most. So this is not something I'm ever going to spend time upgrading. The only time I've ever upgraded gear that is in the uncommon or common rarity is because it was part of a mission that I had to do. So now that I have it filtered, I'm going to hit this button that says sell, and I'm going to select everything that is common or uncommon, and I'm just going to sell it all. It's pointless. Another auto sell type of gear is anything that's 1 or 2 stars or 3 stars. Now, I don't have that many because I just sold a bunch of my gear recently. And even though these are rare, anything that is in these categories, where it's 1 to 2 star, it's 3 star, or it's common or uncommon, are auto sells for me. And I know that's not a lot, but 16,000 silver is nothing to sniff at. So you might be wondering, why am I going to need more silver than what I'm already getting? So I just earned myself, about a little over 150,000 silver. Seems like a decent amount. I said earlier that it goes really quick. How exactly does that go really quick? So when you start getting some good champions, like you can get if you click the link in the description or scan the QR code, Rector Drath and Yugo are both characters that are really worth upgrading. Whether it's getting them up to 5 or 6 stars, you're really going to want to do that. They're both super solid. Same thing with Monkey King, getting Sun Wukong. when you want to upgrade some of these fabulous characters that you can get, and you can get Sun Wukong through the promo code Monkey King, it is going to start costing you silver, and the cost is going to ramp up like crazy. So it's better to have a healthy stock of silver, so that way you're not sitting there so excited to upgrade a champion and you don't have enough silver. The biggest place that I spend silver is upgrading artifacts. It is the biggest place. So it doesn't seem, we're going to find a good example here. So for example, these are some good boots. I've got speed as the main stat. That's a great thing. And we'll talk about how I manually decide what to sell and what I shouldn't sell. High defense, good stuff. I'm going to upgrade it. The highest possible upgrading level is 16. We're going to see, I have seen going from 12 to 16 in boots. I have seen somebody spend 6 million from that point. So we're going to see what it can be here. That wasn't that much, but you see, I still spent 1.2 million gold. That was a lot. When you want to start upgrading artifacts and accessories, that is where a lot of your silver is going to go. So anytime we have clan versus clan, which is going on right now, artifact enhancement events, those are the times that I like to build up and farm a bunch of silver right before then, because I know, especially for artifact enhancement events, I'm going to go through silver like nobody's business. One of the ways that I tend to clear out my artifact and accessory bins and sell a lot of it and get a lot of silver is through the Hell Hades Artifact Optimizer. Now this came up in the artifact video that I made a while back. So the unfortunate side of this is the feature that I'm going to be talking about today is under a paywall. Isn't everything nowadays, but if you use a lot of the Hell Hades artifact optimizers and a lot of the features, this is a way to kind of say thank you to them for the amount of effort that they put in. So you can see that each of the accessories that I have here, these are from my actual inventory of accessories. You'll see a part that's in white that says very weak, and then a part that's in yellow that says legendary. The part in the rating in white means this is the current artifact rating based on how much it's already been upgraded. What you see in yellow here is the artifact potential rating based on if it is fully upgraded. So everything that you see here on screen, these are all my artifact pieces that can be legendary, very strong, even godlike. And remember, this rating system is only available through the premium membership. So stand by. I'm going to talk in a little bit about how I manually go over some of these accessories and how I pick and choose what I do want to keep and what I don't want to keep. What I am going to do, if you have this feature, I go into artifact potential rating and I pick bin, very weak, weak, and average. So this means that these are never, no matter how much I upgrade these are never going to be better than average, weak, very weak. Even these guys right here, these are bin. It's hot garbage. Probably because the main stat is a flat HP rating, which is awful, especially for gauntlets. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit sell mode, add all. I'm recording, but it's okay. I have to edit this part out anyways. It's fine, babe. What do you want? Oh. Gross. Okay. So now that I've gotten it to work, thank you for being patient here. Sell all artifacts executed successfully. We're going to go back to the game and you're going to see that I am selling 2.6 million worth of accessories and artifacts. And this is just artifacts that I don't need. So this is a nice way. This is a quick way of doing it. And I'm lucky that this is an option for me. But I'm also going to talk about how I get rid of certain accessories that I don't need. So now I'm cruising at 11 million silver. This is a lot better. But however, you're like, Kat, what if I don't want to spend $5 a month doing this? I understand. I do understand. So the way I go through accessories, besides the auto sell things that I talked about before, I always automatically sell anything that's 3 stars or below, common gear and uncommon gear. The way I look through it is there are certain stats that I look for on certain pieces of gear. So this is an example of a really good one. Things like weapons, helmets, and shields, the 3 that you're going to see at the top, they all have the same primary stat no matter what. Weapons always have attack, helmets always have HP, the shields always have defense as their primary stat. Not much you can do about that. So when it comes to those 3 types of artifacts, I look at, so when I'm looking at is going to be their substats, because nothing is going to change up here, but the substats I can be a little bit more picky on. I am going to look for attack, HP, and defense. I always want the percentages, not a flat amount. If I see flat amounts in there, that's going to be like one strike that I want to sell it. I personally have not found a lot of use for the resistance stat, so that's usually something that it gets me to sell. But things I do want, attack percentage right here. So this means this is 19% attack boost based on what their main stat is already. So this is Madame Ceres. Her attack stat is already 591. That means this weapon alone is boosting her attack a bit about 300 more just from that piece, and another 19% of what she already has more. It's really good. She's got a speed substat. I always want to go for speed as much as possible. Accuracy, which is incredibly helpful, and an HP percentage. I want to get rid of things that have flat attack, HP, and defense other than when it's the primary stat for the weapon, for the helmet, and for the shield. Those you can't change. So when it comes to the gauntlets, the chest plate, and the boots, we're looking for specific things. For gauntlets especially, their primary stat is best if it's crit rate. Now see, these guys have a crit rate of 50%. The boots have primary speed stat, which is exactly what they should have. Boots are the only artifacts that can have speed as the primary stat, so I don't want to have any boots that don't have speed as a primary stat. Those are an auto sell for me. Same thing when it comes to gauntlets. Gauntlets are I think the only accessories that can have crit rate as the primary stat. If I find any gauntlets that don't have crit rate as the primary stat, it's out. No need. I'm good. There's a lot of philosophies on which gear to keep, which ones to get rid of. Explore, take your time, figure it out. There's a lot of videos out there that talk about which gear you should sell, which ones you should keep, and all that good stuff. And it all ultimately ends up for you. It's whatever you want your character, whatever you want to focus on with your character. These are just the philosophies that I've gained over time, the information that I've gotten. This is the philosophy that I use to sell a bunch of gear, get a bunch of silver right before artifact enhancement events or clan versus clan, let's go, like it's going on right now. So if you have other philosophies about which gear to use, what artifacts you keep and don't keep, please comment below. Tell me all about it. I'm still gathering information. I'm learning a lot from what you guys are telling me in the comment section. So thank you so much for that. Thank you also for hanging out with me and watching this video. Thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video and my channel. Click the link in the description. You can get 2 free Epic Champions, Rector Draft. You can get a bunch of good silver to start off with. And you'll also get Yugo, who is another solid healer. That's great to have. If you're starting a new account or starting the game for the first time, in the first 24 hours, use the promo code Monkey King to get Sun Wukong, who is one of the best characters in the game. You can only get him if you use the promo code in the first 24 hours of opening your game. I also would tell you to restart your account completely. But that's everything I have. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.